FA Cup weekend, third round is over. We had some good games, we had some bad games, we had some shocks, and we had some normality. People, big up yourselves
Hold
for
on.
the
Is it
great
over?
hate. Almost, almost.
Hold on. A certain team hasn't played yet.
Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. And if we go out, my days. People, this is the Great Eight Show. Big up yourselves. We're here.
Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kop-ish.
See, now you're tuning in. It's the main free back again. Ripping LFC till the end, so go on, tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're a 10 champions. We the best, we come again. Kop-ish clean up in every region. Elevation in every season. Cal dropping all the fast match, dropping real rap and drifting quan, telling this is that, this is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. Reppin' Liverpool to the end, champions, we the best, come again. This is that. This is Kop-ish. This is Kop-ish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kop-ish.
And we are back, people. Big up yourselves every time. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into this. You already know what to do, people. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, make sure that you go and support all the boys who are part of this show. Their links will be in the description, and I'm sure you already know who these legends are already. Big up yourself, boys. Everybody blessed today. Everybody doing okay on this Monday?
I'm not too bad, you know. I've got 7 days without watching Tottenham. I'm looking forward to that. I'll be honest. It's a good week for me.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
I hear it.
What I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to, because I got told by way too many Arsenal fans over the weekend that I must not be happy with my team scoring 10 goals because it was only Exeter. So, I'm trying to make sure that I'm not too giddy over winning a game 10-1.
Oh, okay.
Football's gone. Football, utter woke nonsense. That's what that is.
I hear it. Well, we're going to get into that very, very shortly. People, make sure you go over to okjersey.com as well. You already know we sponsor the show. And make sure you check out their great stuff for a great price. And if when you're checking out, you want it to be even cheaper, make sure you put in the code Kopish to get that extra discount, people. Right, let's get into it then, man. We're going to start with Man City. We're going to start with the big boys in town. And I'm not going to lie, regardless of whether of the opposition, and yes, Exeter City are a very lowly league team. 10
Not as bad as
goals.
Grimsby. Not as bad as Grimsby. Can I just put that out there?
Well, there you go. 10 goals is impressive either way, right? Because even if you just look at the sheer professionalism to keep going to score 10 goals when you already know at 4-0, it's done. You could, bring the kids on or whatever. So I'm not going to lie. And what I think, man, I don't know if you agree with this stats, but what I think Man City did in that game, which is what I'm hoping that Liverpool do tonight, as you alluded to before, is kind of try and keep momentum going with good spirit and playing well.
We needed to get it back off the back of our last 3 games. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the point. And we're on the same run. We've had 3 draws as well. Sitting Liverpool their last 3 games. So it's about trying to get back some of that winning feeling, right? So do you feel that's why you were a bit ruthless and relentless?
Do you know what? I actually think the ruthlessness and the relentlessness came from the way that the game played out, and actually the team selection by Pep, whichever Pep it was. I presume it was Pep Guardiola, although he wasn't on the touchline. But we started a team. So obviously, after the last couple of games, we played before the Exeter game. We played 3 games in 7 days, drew all 3 of them, only scored 2 goals, and some might say got injuries to Vardio, injuries to.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Injuries to Diaz as well, so they're both out. And O'Reilly looked tired. Quite a few of our players looked tired, and maybe, especially that Brighton game, we looked quite a bit tired against them, right? So I was expecting to see rotations, right? And in typical Pep, and it's against Exeter, right? So not only the tiredness, but we're playing Exeter at home. So I expected to see a lot of rotations. The lineup came out, and bar, I think, Makeda starting on the right wing, and obviously Semenyo came in, and Rico Lewis. There wasn't too many. Rodri started, Haaland started. We can't really rotate our centre backs at the moment because we haven't really got any other centre backs available. so there weren't many rests, but we were 4-0 up by half time, right? Now, and then that meant that Haaland, Rodri, and a lot of the senior players, the starters, could be subbed off. Game was done, and then they got their rest, right? And then the young players came on. Now, the young players and the fringe players who have a lot to prove, and they're probably not going to start for a while. So whereas, if we were to if you had players, say you kept Haaland and Rodri on for the second half, and you were 4-0 up, you'd be saying to them, if you're Pep, listen, yeah, don't move up to third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. Just see the game out. We're 4-0 up. Don't go in for too harsher tackles. Whereas because it's the young bucks and it's their one chance to prove themselves, of course you still had Cherky on the pitch, still had Doku on the pitch, and I think you still had Reinders on the pitch, and Bernardo came on to see out the game. But because you had that mix, the young lot were ruthless. The young lot and the fringe players were like, nah. This is a team that we can prove. This is a shit team. And let me be clear, the defending from Exeter was absolutely atrocious throughout the game, yeah. But I think that's why the scoreline was so high, because it was kids that wanted to kind of show themselves. And by the time they came on, Exeter were deflated. They were 4-5-0 down, and it was just a steamroller. Like even when Exeter scored their one goal with I think about 3 minutes left, City still were like, no. We want that 9-goal lead, and we're going to get that 9-goal lead. So look. The maddest thing is, I'll be honest with you, I don't really take much from that game. I would take from it that Semenyo, on his first day, he looked good, right?
I was gonna say debut for Semenyo, scored on his debut as well,
and he looked good. The directness,
a couple assists as well, or just one.
It one assist, but that was a good cross. The fact that here he put some good direct passes into the box, not crosses, forward passes into the box, which we've been missing, yeah. And of course, most importantly, the way he took the goal, because we've been missing that clinicalness a bit as well. But I don't want to take much from a 10-1 win over Exeter, because it is Exeter, yeah. And so I'm not trying to take too much from that. But when it's like people trying to say, oh, you shouldn't be like I did a video. I didn't once say, yeah, we're back in the title race or anything. I was just like, it's nice to see us get 10 goals. And I go back to being a kid. When the FA Cup comes along as a kid, yeah, there's two ways you look at it. If you support a lower league team, you kind of look at it thinking, oh, you know what? We've got a chance to put ourselves against a Premier League team. We're going to earn a lot of dough off of it. And it's just a nice day out. That's the magic of the FA Cup. For the better teams, the Premier League teams, if you draw a lower league team, the way I remember it as a kid was, here's my chance to actually see my team go and score 4, 5, 6, 7 goals, right? I'm not taking nothing away from it, but to tell me I shouldn't be happy after my team has just scored 10 goals, and that's all I take from it for me. Rodri got a goal. It was mad because it was actually Rodri's. The first half performance from Rodri was actually one of the worst performances I've seen from Rodri for quite some time. He lost the ball on the halfway line, yeah, which I have never seen Rodri do in my life, right? But then he pops up with a banger, and we've been missing them a lot. Them goals from outside of the area.
Yeah.
We missed that. So that was nice. But yeah, now we've got Newcastle, and I'm intrigued to see what we do now, because I'm kind of like, we can't rotate because it's a Carabao Cup semi-final, right? And we didn't win a trophy last season, so I feel like we need to win a trophy this season, yeah. And once I think like Drifty, you'll definitely know. George, you might know because League Cup was actually one of the ones that you won in it as well. So when you get to whether you care about the Carabao Cup or not, once you get to the semi-final, it's kind of like you've got to go for it, right? You'd be stupid to not go for it. But I don't know how I feel, because do we rest players against Newcastle knowing we've got United at the weekend and that is a must-win game, or I don't know.
George, how did you feel about the City result? Did it bother you at all? Was it expected? Was it impressive?
Expected. I think City's customary slapping of a lower league side.
Yeah.
I think City's the one team when you know they're going up against like a Championship, League One, League Two.
What?
City's always going to score 6 or 7 plus goals. Everyone else, you're like, I don't know, it might be a fairly close game. Like you never know what to expect, but with City, it's always going to go that way. So for me, didn't really it didn't move me in it. Like Dap said, sorry, I didn't really take too much from the result. Obviously, I've always maintained City was my favourites at the start of the season. I've still got City winning the league. Ever so
You
slightly.
have?
I will
Even
sit here and say
with the injuries.
no. So that's why. So with the injuries right now, if you guys don't sign a centre back, then you might as well give it to Arsenal.
Yeah.
There's put it in their hands, and Arsenal is still the front runners. I'm not saying to say Arsenal ain't going to get it done because right now City don't look stronger than Arsenal. They're probably at similar levels. It's more about what they do against the other teams. But for me, I'm just looking at City, and like I say, yeah, defensive issues are the only thing. So even when you're watching the exit game, you're not really seeing anything. The goal they scored was a banger from the edge of the box. You give them some credit. You know, shout out to my man because they needed to fight back in some sorts, and for him to get that, at least he could walk away with his head held high.
Yeah.
But away from that, it's City, man. I want to see them when they're going up against a good team, see how good this defense is. Let's see how good this kid is, this Alamein guy, because
Max
he's supposed to be good.
Eileen, yeah. You know what? I mean, it's
right.
the last Max Eileen and Kuzanov. Yes, the other bit of news I got told this morning from someone quite close to the City players is that, and I kind of it makes perfect sense now. Ake's playing through an injury, so Ake's taking injections. You know, like for being, like players.
You know, that
I believe makes sense.
He's been playing like he's been injured. I agree.
Yeah, bro. He looks leggy as fuck, right? And I've been thinking it. And the person that eventually told me has been saying that there's a defender at City that is playing through injuries, and I know that he did the same last season as well. So he's been doing it for a good year now, right? So with that, we've got basically Kuzanov and Max Eileen, right? Who basically have been loaned out to Watford. A week ago, he's still at Watford on loan. Played 17 games for him in the Championship, and from what I'm hearing off of Watford fans, he's been very good. But yeah, he's him and Kuzanov is our partnership, right? And I hear what George is saying. Like for me, this is a bit that confuses me when people. Like I've seen a lot of slander on Kuzanov. I keep seeing it, right? And I don't make sense. Now, I understand the media always go back to the opening 10 minutes against Chelsea on his debut, yeah, where he had an absolute stinker. But since then, like if I was to talk about this season as an example, he didn't start the first 2 games. So he didn't play against Tottenham when we lost, right? He started the first half against Brighton, which we were in complete control with, and we were 1-0 up. He then got injured. And we lost 2-1, right? He then came back in for the Man United game we won. He played against Arsenal, which we drew, and he was quality in until, again, he got injured, right? Then he's been out for a bit. He's come back in. He's played his last 2 games, and he's looked good. Max Eileen has also looked very good, very composed for a person that's been thrown in. But I'm with George, that I can't look at Anfield away. I can't look at, to be fair to George, I can't look at Tottenham away. I can't look at Man United away and say I'm thoroughly confident in 2 20-year-olds that have like trained together probably 4 or 5 times now. Like that to say we're going to win the league like that. Do you know how I feel right now? Remember the season you lot were top, Drifty? And Van Dijk was injured, and then Matip was injured, and Gomez was injured, and your board went out and bought like 2 championship. Yeah, bro. It's kind of one of them ones where, however much I hope that Kuzanov and Max Eileen continue to look good, I think it's a bit much to expect that these 2 are going to continue a title race for us. But the Gahey thing, from what I'm hearing. And again, the same person that told me about Ake has told me the main thing is he has said to Manchester City is I want guarantees that I will be a starter. Right now, of course, we could probably guarantee Mark Gahey is a starter. But when Vardy and Diaz come back, I don't think we can guarantee him that. In fact, I'm 99% certain because Ruben Diaz has literally signed a massive new contract about 2 months ago, and Vardiol, the club keeps saying they believe he's going to be one of the best centre backs in the world. Right? You can't. So for me, I think that's why he's going to end up at Liverpool, because
The thing is,
again,
though, even with
Arsenal Arsenal can't offer him
you
that
can't
as well.
promise him a starting spot, but what you can promise him is starting at least 25, 30 games a season. You guys
Apparently, he's saying he wants to be starter. He wants to be the main.
If I was him, I would recognize that I'm not. Let's be honest, he's not better than most of these centre backs at the top. He's a very good centre back, but he's going to come third for Arsenal, Liverpool, or Man City. He's never not going to.
But the difference is. The difference is, George, yeah, that where we are with, unless you know something about Saliba or Gabriel, right, you would say Saliba and Gabriel are there for another season at very least, yeah? At very least, yeah? If you would say the same about Diaz and Vardiol, if you look at Liverpool, like, yes, till the end of the season, I don't think Gallagher is guaranteed to be a starter because I don't think he's better than Van Dijk or Konate, right? But Van Dijk is how old now?
34
coming up 35.
And Konate could go on a free in the summer. So if Gallagher's looking at a 5-year contract, Liverpool could say, yes, by the summertime, you will be a starter. And this is the thing. Liverpool already said, we don't mind waiting till the summer. Arsenal have said, we don't mind waiting till the summer. And Gallagher has said, I don't mind waiting till the summer because I'm getting a bigger signing on fee if I wait till the summer. So I think for me, from what and this is the thing now. Apparently, this week City are going to keep pursuing it, but he wants a big signing on fee. Even if it's now, he's saying, if you want to sign me now, that signing on fee I was going to get in the summer, I want some of that now. And Palace want that much. I just can't see City. But and ultimately, then there's the main thing that he's made the agreement with Liverpool already in the summer. He's probably already discussed with Liverpool what the plans are with him. And the plans probably from Liverpool are that from 26-27 season, you'll be a starter. So I think he's going to end up going Liverpool, me. And then, what does that mean to us? What do we do now? Because like George said, we're not winning the league with these two centre-backs. I know Diaz will be back in about 5 weeks, but by 5 weeks' time, we could be too far behind. We have to get someone in now.
And to be fair, even just considering your injury to Stones, who's always injured, you need a replacement. You just need a third choice top centre back replacement. Stones just isn't. He's not there.
Well, reports are that Stones is going to be dropped out of the Premier League squad.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I've heard
he's
that.
He's injured all the time, man.
Yeah, you know the maddest thing is though with the injury, is that like Pep will come out and say, like with everyone else, Pep will say, "What's up with them? How close they are with Stones?" Pep even says, "I don't know." Like. It's like, and I think it's weird, but someone just said Schlotterbeck, right? So the reason that City won't go for Schlotterbeck is that, firstly, Schlotterbeck, I believe, is the same thing. Schlotterbeck wants Barca, Real Madrid, or Bayern, right? He doesn't want City. But secondly, that Schlotterbeck's round about 55 million. Well, Crystal Palace want 35 million. Gallagher's going to want about a 20 million signing on fee. It's the same amount. Right now, City don't want to be spending 55 million on a defender because you've got to remember the same as what Slot said the other day that you've got Leone, and so right now, you can't really be hitting the transfer market. You have to remember, yes, City spent last January and they spent in the summer, right? We can't now spend this January significantly because in the summer we're going to have to get a right back and we're going to have to get a Bernardo Silva. You can't continue spending, otherwise you break PSR rules. At this point, like it's come out, City at the moment without selling a player, we can't go in big for anyone now. Like we can't be doing these 60 million. That's why I think Gallagher initially was one to look at, but we just, I don't know what we do at this point. I don't know what we do. Laporte was working for Man City at the weekend, right? And I was like, do you know what? Why don't we loan Laporte back? Fuck it. Because I don't actually know what the answer is. If the rumours are true that City really can't really spend big this January, we can't because we've just spent 65 on Semenyo, right? If we spend another 150 million, we're gonna in the summer. That would probably then mean we can't go for Anderson, and we want Anderson in the summer. So I think.
Well, when you'd have to like sell some players, I guess, right?
Yeah, but then when you look at
I've got some money for you, Marmouche and that.
no, Fraser, bro, Fraser, you're wrong, bro. Respectfully, you're wrong. We can't spend big, right? City have come out, like literally, City have come out and said at the moment we can't really spend big in January. Like, so it isn't to do with the squad size, bro. It's to do with spend, because clubs can have certain numbers of windows where they spend big, but then it does have an impact on the next one. Bro, Tommy gets things wrong sometimes. Don't believe everything that Tommy says. I understand Tommy sometimes hits, but if we were to count up the number of times Tommy said things that do not come true, it's almost a thing, Fraser. So, yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. And by the way, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But from what I'm hearing, City can't spend, and that has come from somebody, again, it's come from somebody that's got a link within the club. So,
I mean, it will definitely be interesting, for sure. When it comes to the title race, you definitely do need to bring in a centre back. I would probably say whatever your summer plan was, moving it forward a bit would just make sense, though, like we did with Diaz when he was going to go to Tottenham, so we knew we had to act. Like, so if you get Gahey now or Schlotterbeck now, you're just you're keeping yourself in the title race, bro. But you're also making sure that you don't lose the player that you want for the summer.
I don't think a centre back necessarily. Right. So if you look at what City have on the books, yeah, we've got Vardy and Diaz as our first choice, yeah. Then we have Kuznetsov, Stones, and Ake. Right now, Stones will go in the summer. His contract is up, and by the way, he's one of the highest paid City players. Stones will be going in the summer, and I think Ake will go in the summer as well. So those two go. However, City have Victor Hayes, who we bought last January for 40 million, who's currently playing for Girona and having a good season for Girona. Right. The reason why City aren't recalling him is because Girona are part of the City football group, and you can't really recall a player when a team is, like I said, where Girona are just above the relegation drop. And they've been relegated before. If City go and recall him, then they're basically wounding another one of their clubs. So they're saying we're going to leave him where he is. But I expect Victor Hayes to come back next season. Juma Bar, I would also expect may well come back, and we've got Kuznetsov. So I don't think City expected to be buying a centre back, and I don't think in the summer they expected to be buying a centre back. This is additional money, and that's what I'm saying. You can't just go and, like, clubs like City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, all Premier League clubs, they have a transfer plan, and it's not just this transfer window. It's for probably the next 3-4 transfer windows. Like this transfer window, we're going to address X and Y. In the summer, we're going to address the right back, and we're going to address the Bernardo Silva replacement, etc. If we go and buy a centre back now, we're eating into the amount of money that we will need to spend in the summer.
But what if, and correct me if I'm wrong, boys, if you lot agree with this as a non-City fan, I think apart from Gvardiol and maybe Diaz, because his form has dropped a bit, but I get he's still good.
This season, his form's back.
Everybody that you said doesn't move me. And if you want to continue to be Man City, I think it's irrelevant whether you've got those players. You need better. Like if you want to be Man City again, you need better than what you just said. But this
is what I'm saying right now, though. We have two starters. The two nailed on, are Vardy and Diaz, right? Now, for me, Stones and Kuznetsov, for me, and like I said at the start, I listed the games, bro. I'm so bored of the Kuznetsov slander. I please ask anyone before you slander Kuznetsov. I beg you, watch more than just a Chelsea game, right? Because look, as an example,
Kuznetsov has actually been all right this season.
Kuznetsov is 20, bro. He's 20 years old, yeah? So I expect Kuznetsov to come good in the next couple of years. But I think that's kind of... I would say, I do hear what you're saying. I think personally at any club, you probably need two nailed-on starters and then one that's just below them. And then you can have two young bucks, yeah? But I don't know. I'm happy with our defense when they're fit. It's just the injuries.
Yeah, do you know why I'd say you need three nailed-on starters? That's just really quickly is because obviously we know Ake. We know your left back situation isn't so comfy as well. You obviously got Ayanori, you got Ake, and two players again. Ayanori, we don't really know the level he's going to bring at Manchester City. But Ake, we know his injury. And even Diaz, to be honest, like let's be honest, the last couple of seasons he's had a lot
Oh.
mad injuries, but he's had quite a few.
He's had I hear what you're saying on that, bro. It's like every season he'll get one little 6-weeker. Yeah.
So I feel like you need another centre back of that level, because there's probably gonna be a lot of times when Gvardiol, although you guys view him as a centre back going forward, he's gonna still have to play left back because he's the one player that gives you a top quality at left back.
But at the same time, if that is the case, and you might be right, because I agree with you, the one complete unknown quantity for me is Ait-Nouri. I have no idea because I haven't seen enough of him. I know he's got good feet. I know that going forward he's good, but defensively, I have absolutely no idea. But we've got Ait-Nouri and we've got O'Reilly. I don't think you need another left back. I think we've got enough left back. But I don't know. At this point, if Gahey wants Arsenal and Liverpool's more than City, I don't know what the answer is at the moment. Like, and if City can't spend. But anyway, I've got to jump. I'll leave you, man, to chat.
Yeah. Big up, man.
Before Lee says something to wind me up, because I know he's about.
No, I really appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
Love. And everyone smash the likes. Peace.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Daps. That was all we wanted to get the City stuff out of the way as well while we had Daps here. And don't get it twisted, people. We will be saving the Man United stuff for when Cash jumps in, because he will be replacing Daps on the panel. So just to finish up from City, obviously, before we do move on, does anybody here believe that it would be like title suicide for them to not go and buy a centre back in this January window? Like, are we pretty much saying it's Arsenal's for sure if they don't shore up that defence in this January?
For me, yeah, 100%. That's where I'm kind of getting my confidence from. I don't think it's that Arsenal can't win it, but my confidence comes from the fact that they've got too many injuries in the same position. I think if they had a centre mid out, a winger out, and a defender out, it probably would be okay. But they've got quite a few defenders out in the same position, obviously, namely the two centre backs, the starting centre backs. I just don't see how they win it. I feel like I can go out, and I could lose a game or two, and I know Man City ain't gonna win. They're just not gonna win the game that they need to. Not to say that I want Arsenal to do it like that, but yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. I agree with that one. Right, George, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You're the only person who I don't think can feel any shame, even though I know you're annoyed you're out. Like, if I'm being honest, of all the things that happened this weekend, losing to Villa is not one of the things to be ashamed of. They're the most informed team. They're like, I think officially they're the most informed team. I know they got one lost to Arsenal, but outside of that, it was like 10 or 11 wins out of 12 games or something like that.
Yeah, 13 out of 15.
Yeah, like playing exceptionally well. I think in the second half, Tottenham did like improve, and it wasn't embarrassing. I think you could have got an equaliser possibly. You played well second half. First half, though, Villa were all over you. What was your takeaway from the game?
From the game in particular, yeah, like you said, it's funny because although that wasn't we lost, it was one of Tottenham's best performances in a while. Like, just in the overall state of the game, we just looked a little bit more dangerous than we usually do, created a bit more chances, just kept the ball a lot better than we usually do. And maybe that was because, Villa already had the 2-0 lead, that they was able to just sit back and allow us to play in front of them in that second half. But we just showed a little bit more fight and a little bit more, reliance on some of that individual quality that some of these players have that we just haven't seen for majority of the season. But where I'm at entirely is the game itself. Like you said, they're a better team. I was watching Aston Villa, and it seems like they're the better run club. They're the better club right now. They've got the better manager. They've got the better players. They've got the better system. Everything about them is better than us right now, and it shouldn't be like that. It generally shouldn't be like that. This is Villa that we're talking about, and this is Spurs. And yeah, look, man, where they're at right now, you can only praise them, because I was looking at their team, looking at their bench. They're bringing players off the bench that I can only wish to have on my bench right now. We're bringing Dane Scarlett on, and they're bringing, Jadon Sancho and them, man, on. Like, there's different levels. So really and truly, I just think with Spurs right now, we are facing a real tough sort of reality of just realizing where we are. Our season's over. Brought in a new manager just over 6 months ago to sort of change the situation and give us some life, which he breathed life into this squad for about 2 months before us realizing that he's just not the manager. He's going to take us anywhere, let alone back into Europe or back into the Champions League. He's far too negative, far too pragmatic. He doesn't even believe in a lot of the things he says himself, doesn't even try to attack. There is no patterns of play, doesn't even try to build out. we've got multiple players in the Premier League that have played more through balls than our whole squad. I'm watching games consistently where there's stats that are coming out where players within that game have played more progressive passes than, again, our whole midfield in those games. And that's not hit me to sit here and talk about how bad the players are, because I think that's too much of a cop-out a lot of the times. People sit here and say, but Spurs' squad are rubbish. What do you expect from the players, and so on and so forth? But that's where a manager's supposed to alleviate the differences. You know, you get a manager like Unai Emery coming into Aston Villa, where a lot of people looked at that squad who was in the relegation zone and said, yeah, they're not that much better than where they are. They're now competing for the title, and there's only about 5 or 6 different players in that squad. He's just made a lot of the really poor performing players perform at a better level. You know, you start to coach and you start to put in a system, and some of these players start to look better than they would. We have players like that who you can quite clearly see in the right system. You know, a Pedro Porro in the right system, you're probably going to be able to get a lot out of him. Just need to play him where you're not asking too much from him defensively. Maybe have someone covering the space on that right half space. Whatever it is, the manager's got to find solutions, and he's just failed to do so throughout this whole time. And yeah, like I'm manager out. I'm you know, that we've got problems bigger than him, like above board and so on. You know, 12 days into the window, haven't and we haven't made any signings into our first team. But ultimately, yeah, like I still think the manager is the main problem, because what I'm seeing on the pitch just isn't good enough. And Dean, I can see him in the chat. No, I don't think Aston Villa. Yeah, I do definitely think Spurs are bigger.
Big up Dean, because I know for a fact it's Dean, because he put you never walk.
Yeah. No, I definitely do think that. I do think that, but I do respect Aston Villa highly, because obviously they got European heritage, unlike some clubs over here, and they've also got league and so on heritage. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can be unbiased, Lee, when it comes to Tottenham, but
to be fair, Lee usually is. I'll give it to Lee. He's usually the one of the most unbiased ones when he speaks about Spurs.
Do you know? I said this earlier. I think for me, honestly, I think the problem that I see with Spurs is genuinely they just don't have enough quality. They're just not good enough. I think they're, you know, you look. I think they're surmised by 2 players, Romero and I think Bentancur. You look at them as players on paper, and they look good. They look serviceable, but you just can't trust them. They're not consistent enough, man. And you need consistency in life. You need consistency when it comes to football. And I think when you look at the captain, yeah, he's done some good stuff for Tottenham. He's done some good stuff for Argentina, and obviously and sort of what's his name? Bentancur's done some good stuff for Uruguay. But when it comes down to it, they're just not good enough. I think, you know, you've got people like Spence. He's got too much of a chip on his shoulder, and he ain't done nothing. This is a guy we need to remember. For all what his kind of personality is great, but he was sent on loan twice. I don't think there's a player that's been going to be sent on loan twice for no reason, for me. So yeah, listen, like I think there's a lot of players at Tottenham that just ain't good enough, and it doesn't mean they're crap. But I think, and I don't even think Spurs have overhyped them. I just think some of the players will be feeling themselves too much. You know, if you're a Caribbean, you'll know. Like my nan used to always tell me, "Don't move like your shit don't stink." And I've lived by that all my life. Like you just kind of sometimes have to know who you are, know where you are, and Spurs ain't that kind of club who kind of can walk with their chest like they're the top 2-3 clubs in England, and I don't think they do. But they also want a bit more, and that's why it's hard to kind of really critique Tottenham, because the manager, he's definitely not doing enough. But you also need to really understand that, you know, some of these players just ain't on the level, that should be kind of anywhere near trying to get a title or trying to really push for the top 4. I think there's 4 or 5 clear teams. If you look at the top 2, that's clear. Liverpool, clear. I think Chelsea, I hate to say it, they're clear of them. And then you've also got Aston Villa now that look to be, you know, clear of them. So I don't see, you know, any issues with what I'm seeing in terms of the top 5. I just think, you know, they should be kind of really pushing a lot more and achieving a lot more. So yeah, it's difficult, man. It's a difficult one for them.
You know, you lot are probably going to disagree with me then on this one, but I do think it probably is down to the manager. And I would give him more time, because I think he will come good, but I understand the frustration of wanting to wait, because you want to still be in Europe and etc. etc. I think if he's given time, like he was at Brentford, he could become great with them. I think he's adjusting to not being the underdog, which he's used to being. I think there's a lot of things that you should technically give him more time on, and I think he could come good. But at the same time, I agree it is his fault because I don't think your team's that bad, you know, Jules. I'll be honest. If we take the Tottenham part away, where like people go, oh, Tottenham don't win anything and all that crap and rare. We take that out of it. Man for man, I actually would rather Tottenham's squad than Chelsea's or Villa's.
No way. It's impossible. It's absolutely
maybe
impossible.
not Villa, but I went through it player for player, and I think if you get the best out of the players, if you get the best out of the players that Tottenham have, remember, we're talking about these players, like you said, George, what happened at Villa where the players look crap and then a proper manager gets hold of them and they look good. You see players like Tell, he is a good player. He just needs the right manager.
Yeah.
I think you can look at someone like Kudos, Kulusevski, Maddison. You take the injuries away. These are top-level ballers. Solanke's already proven he's a 20-goal-a-season striker in the right system. I think your defenders are good when they're in the right system. I think Porro is a good right back. I think Udogi's a good left back. I think Jess Spence is one of the best fullbacks in the league. Your goalie, I can't defend. He's crap. I can't lie. He's. You look at Sarr, brilliant midfielder. I think when you look at what's his name as a DM, I think the system's making him look bad. I think he proved before when he was at Fulham. He's a very good DM. I just think your system might not quite. Paulinho.
He's actually looked all right, you know, Paulinho. I think a lot of the time, like I say, it's the system making a lot of these players look poor. But
yeah,
also...
I'm like, go and get me the Chelsea team. And apart from the midfield, where's Chelsea's team better than Tottenham's apart from midfield?
Yeah, but that's we can't do that. But I think also
we can because we just said Chelsea's better than them, Lee. But
no,
how?
I do think they're better. I think when you look at the keeper, I think it's much of a muchness. I don't think either keeper stands out to be much better than each other. I think what you will say is Vicario has shown maybe a higher level, and Sanchez is maybe the more recency bias in terms of he's actually performed a lot more, a lot higher and a lot better. I think in terms of the fullbacks, I'm giving it to Chelsea any day of the week. I think in terms of the centre backs, okay, that's where it lacks. Colwell,
but it's
obviously,
not night and day in fullback though. It's not a night and day.
And I think that's where we differ. It is night and day. If you're putting James and Cucurella, who's probably the best left back in the league, and then you're putting Spence.
Well, it would be Gusto really, because I think James is more midfield now, right?
Okay, fine. If you want to do that,
okay. Back anymore. So Gusto and Cucurella.
I'd still put him as right.
Even if you want to do that, even if you want to do that, I'm still going to do it. And then let's not talk about midfield. It's a blowout. And then you talk about
midfield.
You've got if you want to put Palmer there, I'm putting Estavio not above Kudus, but I think Kudus is the only player that can have any real reach to kind of put himself in a position to be a Chelsea forward at this moment in time. I don't think there's no one else. I've seen what Mwani does. He flatters to deceive. Again, he looks good on paper because of what he's done in the World Cup and what he's done for PSG, because of the clubs he's gone to.
His all-round play is good. He's just not.
But Mwani's good. You know, Mwani's better than the forward.
I think sports is always about what have you done for me lately. What has he done?
The thing is though, Lee, when you watch him, you can actually see like he actually brings like for our all-round game, for what we need right now. He brings what we need. He's just not a goal scorer. He's not a striker. I would never play him as a striker and expect him to score goals. If you're going to play him on the wing and have him playing sort of behind the striker, he's going to give you some, but he's just not a goal scoring player. I don't think we brought him in thinking that he's going to score loads of goals as well. We also brought him in as sort of a backup and just to be an option behind Solanke, which we've only seen his first game of the season the other day. Like, he's not played all year, innit? Like, I do think, look, with regards to the squads, I'd probably still agree with Lee. I think Villa for me a way better squad. Like I look at Villa's squad and I'm actually jealous. I think they got
maybe Villa.
They're really good. Just options wise, well, and that's the problem for Spurs. Just when it comes to the depth options, all of our players are young, unproven, and that's where the biggest issue is. We're relying on right now Odegaard, Tell, Bergvall, Gray, and all these types of players. Which again, a lot of them are talented. But you shouldn't be relying on loads of 20-year-olds to see you through a tough period in your season. So that's where we've sort of been hard done by. And I think the only bit where I'll give Frank some leeway is the injury-wise. Like, he's not been able to use a lot of his best players. He's never been able to use Kulusevski. He's never been able to use Maddison. Solanke, he's only just got 30 minutes out of him on the weekend. Away from that, he's never seen his best attackers been set up. So I don't know what Frank could do with this best attack. But my biggest problems are at the back, building up from the back, progressing the play. We don't have nothing there. So if I'm already seeing signs that, a defensive manager can't make it work defensively, how good is he going to get going forward? it's like
No, I hear it. I hear it. Look, and that's why we love football, right? Because it's about opinions. But I just look at that Chelsea thing and I think, yeah, I like Porro. So Pedro, I think he's good. And obviously we know about Cole Palmer, he's a bad boy. Esteval looks like he's gonna be generational, but we just have to wait until he unfolds that. But if we're looking at right now, I still think, because I forgot they've even got Simmons. You've got Kulusevski, Maddison, Simmons, Tell. Like, I don't know. Like, I think Tottenham's attack on paper actually is better than Chelsea.
I think that's the point, though, Jeff. I think you look at Simmons, you go and look at what he's done at other clubs. He hasn't done it. He looks good because of the image surrounding him. What has he done in world football for you to talk about him like, oh, you've got Simmons? He's done nothing. Go and look at him. Yeah,
no, but that's a bit harsh because Esteval will say
he's young.
He hasn't done nothing.
Okay, but no. Again, I'm not cussing him because he's young. My point is that you've got Simmons. That means that he's a high leverage player, someone who can do. What has he done to perform or to act like you've got Simmons? Bro, he's done nothing. Nothing in world football. Nothing.
No. That come on, man. He performed.
Well, all right, so when you say what has he done, what are you referencing? Because I could say Saka's done nothing. That's what I'm just trying to.
No. What
I'm just trying to understand what, like.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to say he's done something when I don't.
Okay. What I mean is the consistency and numbers, GA, the performances consistently. What has he done to put himself where he's known at? Let me tell you straight up. Harvey Elliott has done more. Curtis Jones has done more in world football to put them again.
I wouldn't
go look at Xavi Simmons in other leagues. Yes, he's
I wouldn't go that
other leagues.
I'm sorry.
He was in the Eredivisie and he won Player of the Year in the Eredivisie when he was on loan.
Eredivisie.
When he was 18, though, we're talking about when he was 18, bro.
Again,
I'm not talking about when he was an old player. If you're 18, you go to a league and you win Player of the Year, you've done something, bro.
All I want you to do is, I don't need to conflate what I'm saying. I'm not calling him rubbish. I'm saying for the age and for what he's done in world football, for the clubs he's been at, let's not put him on a level like to say that he's this all-world conquering player that's going to come in and make the difference. He has done nothing.
No one's saying he's all conquering, but he's still somebody who a good manager can get hold of and be like, right, I've got this talent, I can utilize it. You get what I'm saying?
For me, when you say the phrase, you've got Simmons, that means that he's going to be somebody who's going to be a real difference maker. He's going to come in and it ain't that like that. I'm telling you, Curtis Jones, I don't even rate like that. I think Elliott have shown way more on many occasions consistently over the course of their career to show that they've been. I'm not saying they're better players.
It's a fair point. No, it's a fair point.
I'm not saying they're better players. That's my, again, I don't want people to conflate that. I'm not saying they're better players. I'm just saying in world football, over the course of their careers, they've done more than enough to be like, oh yeah, do you know we're missing Elliott today? That's the difference. We're missing Curtis Jones today. That's the difference. But Xavi Simmons, they've done nothing in football.
All I'm going to say on that is there's a certain Harvey Elliott that's at Aston Villa that hasn't been used once by Unai Emery. So I don't think when you say, oh, we're missing Harvey Elliott, it means much when he's been on the bench and hasn't been missed for Villa and they're on their great run. He's not even been used as an option. So I don't know how much has been missed, but I hear your point in it. Your point.
Yeah. I don't want people to make out like I'm saying he's not talented. That's not what don't conflate the two things. I'm not calling him rubbish at all. I'm just saying in world football, let's not make out like Xavi Simmons is the next thing since sliced bread. He ain't got that. He's known.
But if he's injured, you would still say it was a blow for Tottenham, though, right? Like if you're going into a game and Simmons is fit, Tottenham have got a much better chance than if he's not fit. But that's the point. He might be a world beater, but like he's still like a very good talent who in any game can have a moment that can win the game for Tottenham. So he's effective. He's somebody who, like, Tottenham fans. I mean, remember, he's only been there for 6 months. He's young. I think another year or so in the Premier League, and I think people will see, right, you know what? Now I get why Tottenham bought him. Like he is very good. He does perform when, you know what I mean? When he's in the right system.
That game against Villa was one of his strongest games he's had for us. Like, he looked really
in the second half, I thought he was the one who might bring you back in the game. He was getting on the ball. He was twisting, turning, creating, causing havoc. He's a young, what is he, 21? I think he's
a young kid. Yeah, I'm not dumping on the guy.
He's definitely one of their top players. I'm
not dumping on the guy. Listen, Simmons is not like the issue at Tottenham. I'm just not making him. I'm not making him the solution. I'm just. It's quite simple.
Yeah, it might not be the solution.
If Xavi Simmons is the answer, I don't really want to know what the question is right now. In my opinion.
What I will
I
say,
think- I
one
think
thing,
that's
just
hard.
last
That's
thing on what you said, Lee, is you're definitely right about Romero. He's a player I'm a big fan of, innit? He's like, you love him and hate him because they bring you, like, there's moments in the games you're like, bro, this guy's world-class defender. But then there's some moments you're like, this guy's an absolute bozo. And I'll be honest, like, with him being our captain, I just can't see us getting better. Like, you need a captain that leads by example, someone that's calm, not someone that argues with referees and is constantly going mad on the pitch and getting yellow cards. He doesn't lead by example. So you definitely made a good point about Romero, though. Something that a lot of Spurs fans probably, we don't like it because we rate him highly, but we got to accept him, man. He's not going to take us. We're not going to get far with him as our captain and leader.
I think with Romero, I just think that he thinks he's bigger than the club. I don't think he necessarily is. I just think that he thinks that he's the dog's bollocks. And I think he don't sometimes care as much as he should. That's
Yeah, I think it's.
I still think he's a good player, though. I know what you're saying about his head loss, but I think it's disrespectful when people act like he's not one of the better centre backs in the league. He is for me. Yeah, he might have a bit of a temperament issue, but we're just talking about pure defending. I still think he's one of the better defenders in the league. And he gets
on
like
his day, but the thing is, he does like Lee said, he switches off too much. He generally does switch off. Even that goal in the Bournemouth game, the Semenyo goal in the last minute, he's the one that's on the edge of the box, sort of just watching Semenyo take the shot when you're, last minute, close him down, put your body on the line. That's what you need to see. And those little lapses of concentration are why we concede a lot of goals. It's been a problem with him for years.
Sounds like another defender I know, but I'm sure we won't digress and talk about him because it might get sensitive in here. But there's another on their day defender, that makes quite a few mistakes. I don't know, man.
Moving on from Tottenham now, so I'm sure we can go into it.
I don't want to say too much, man. I'm in the presence.
But before we move on, because we don't have a representative and we were speaking about them, there is some news, guys. I don't know if you know today regarding Villa. They are on the verge of getting a loan deal confirmed for Gallagher. To bring in.
Everyone knows what I feel about Conor Gallagher, man.
I am so confused why Atletico were letting him go.
Gallagher Lee.
In every title-winning team, you get a Conor Gallagher, bro.
So are we looking at this? Are we looking at this as a really positive move for Villa? Then, yeah,
definitely. They've got an injury. But for me, I think they got an injury to Kamara. They've acted on that and signed a player who's going to give you pretty much what they need. I personally, I'm not a massive fan of Gallagher, but I do agree with what Lee says. Everyone needs a Gallagher in their team, that type of player, just a 6, 7 out of 10, do a bit of everything. Doesn't really excel in one thing, but does, he's a good all-round midfielder. The thing is, I feel like they've already got that in John McGinn, so I don't know if they really need him, but it's still a good signing for them. I will say that.
So what, is Kamara out for a prolonged period of time then?
He's out for a little bit. I don't know how long. I don't think it's fully been confirmed, but he did pick up an injury.
I know how important
Conor Gallagher is definitely the type of player that should be playing for any good team, top team, even a Spurs. And I'm telling you, people at Spurs won't like him because maybe the technical level isn't what they want in compared to Kulu, in compared to Pat Madison. But he works hard. He's got technical ability. He can get goals. Go and look at his ratio of goals. He can get goals. He gets in the box. He scored in Champions League games. He scored for. He played for England. He's played for Chelsea. He was absolutely balling himself out at West Brom. Then went to Crystal Palace for 6 months. Was the best player. And then Crystal Palace of a team fell off. Not just him. Listen, I'm telling you, Conor Gallagher is an absolute, and we know he's a workhorse. The similar levels to someone like Declan Rice, similar levels to Jordan Henderson, similar levels to Gini. This is a great player. I'm sorry, man. No one's gonna ever tarnish that guy, man. He's a top player, man. I think he's a top.
So why do you think Atletico are letting him go? Do you think he just wants to come back to England? Like, why Atletico?
I don't think they're letting him go. I generally just think it's a case of like, a lot of clubs are in for him. Sometimes you have to sort of, you got to balance books, innit? He's the one player they know they could probably get a lot of money for because he's English. English clubs want him. They probably get the money they paid him for him back. I think it's just one of those ones that makes sense. That's all it is. Because when I actually looked into it, because I was looking in his stats, he still plays a lot of games. Like he's still very much.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't think that the problem is I don't think he's starting.
No, he's not been starting a lot, but he's been playing a lot of games still. Like he's one of the 4th options in midfield type thing.
So does this mean that we have to? I mean, with all jokes aside, does this mean we have to take them seriously in the title race, or is it kind of like a it is what it is?
Title's done though, man. Sorry to let you look.
No, but title race though. I still believe Arsenal will win it, but like a team taking you right up until the last few games will still be a title race, right?
Nah, because I don't think that they've got the striking quality to consistently go away. And the thing is, we've played them twice. We've won one and we lost one. So there's no more chance for them to take 3 points off of us, So I think for us, it's about trying to create a gap. Obviously, you think about it on the weekend, Man United play, obviously, we're sure we'll get into that. Man United play Man City. They could easily drop points in that game. It's a derby. You just could never count them out. And Man City are away from home. And we got at Nottingham Forest away. Definitely a hard game, but it's a game that we can definitely have success in. So, I don't think Aston Villa are somebody who I need to be kind of constantly looking behind me. Yeah, they've got quality, but we've played them twice. So I don't think a title race, I don't think that you can call it that, because I don't think they've got enough quality.
I don't think it'll be a race. I think they're going to fall out because they'll focus on Europa League. We know Unai Emery, man. Unai Emery is a smart man. Like, he'll know that himself, probably look at the title race. Once it gets to mid-March, when it's really tense in Europa League and you're in those sort of quarterfinal stage onwards, they'll start to drop players in on the weekend to prepare them for Thursdays, because that's what Unai Emery does, especially when it's favourable draws and that. I think they're just signing these types of players to ensure that they've got enough depth so they can still compete on both fronts and keep themselves in a Champions League slot, just in case they don't win it. But I'll be honest, I see Villa winning Europa League. So,
but George, I think they've got a nice little buffer. Ain't they like 10 points ahead of Chelsea?
Yeah, they're mad ahead. Like, they're so comfy in the league in that fourth spot. They can focus on Europa League. Like,
that's a straight 4-5 game in Chelsea, that 4.5 game swing in terms of points, isn't it?
We can have a look now. Let me have a look at what.
Is it 10 or 12 or something like stupid like that? I'm sure it is.
So Villa are on 43, and Newcastle, who are currently in 6th place, are on 32. So they're 11 points clear of what would be considered non-Champions League football. So they've got a 4-game swing to be out of the Champions League.
Yeah. So they're more than comfy.
They're more than comfy, innit?
They're 12 points above Chelsea, who are now in 8th.
They're 12 points above Chelsea.
12 points above Chelsea.
Oh, I thought it was 10. Oh, so yeah, that's a 5-game swing, like properly. So yeah, no, like.
Yeah, and the two teams that Man United and Newcastle are the two teams that they have to be worried about.
Yeah, Man United, we know Man United aren't consistent. They're getting obviously character.
And do Chelsea play Aston Villa again?
Yeah,
I think so.
Away,
yeah.
Chelsea play Aston Villa away as well. So if they win that, that's a 6-game swing, because obviously they've beaten them already once away from home, Aston Villa. So they're good.
Yeah, no, I thought this was good news. I was really shocked. I can't lie. I was thinking, wow, Atletico are letting Gallagher go on a loan. It's a bit weird. But from Villa's point of view, you're right. Because I think what we saw as well is the one thing they do need is energy and power in midfield, which Gallagher brings, Lee. You're right. Because when you look at that Arsenal game, I don't know if you agree or not, but I actually don't think that game goes that way if they don't get the Onana injury. I think if Onana plays the second half, Arsenal don't win that game. Maybe like you just about get a win at the end with a 1 goal or something like that. But the way Onana was running that midfield, I was at
that game as well. Yeah, Onana first half was going crazy, but I could also say the fact that we didn't have Declan. But yeah, obviously in the game, the game started.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just talking about that game. Once that game has started and we're at half time, if Onana's fit for that second half, that's not a 4-1 game in the second half.
No. Obviously, and they had a chance in the first half. I think it was Saliba that kind of got a last ditch tackle from across from.
Watkins could have been on a brace by the end of that.
Yeah,
you can tell he's an Arsenal fan for sure, because he was missing them shots on purpose. I don't care what Noah says.
Yeah, they had a few opportunities, but for me, ultimately, I kind of look at it and think, sometimes you just got to play the hand that's dealt, and we had to play the hand that was dealt with no Rice, and obviously it was unfortunate. I don't wish no injuries on anyone, but yeah, now we got out. But first half, they were quality first half, and yeah, we could have obviously kind of been 2-0 down.
I'm just thinking in that game, if they'd have had Gallagher to bring on when Onana got that injury, not that much would have changed for them. Do you get what I mean? So
maybe. I'm not saying that he's not as dominant like in maybe his stature, but he's definitely a quality player. He would have made a difference for sure.
Yeah. Right. Let's move on to the Arsenal portion then. Obviously, you lot got it done. It was quite easy for you lot. Martinelli getting a hat-trick. He's been under a lot of scrutiny, obviously, for what he did with Bradley. We won't go back over all that because I can't be bothered. But was you impressed with Martinelli and what Arsenal did?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of the game, it was I mean, it's nothing for me to kind of go crazy about. We're through to the next round. It was Portsmouth away. Yeah, obviously, you know, last week, Martinelli, you can see he made a mistake. What he did is come out and apologize, and fair play for him for doing that. Obviously, it was the wrong for him to do that action. But yeah, and obviously, you know, thoughts with Conor Bradley, sorry. But yeah, ultimately, you know, yesterday, I thought we'd played well. I thought Eze, he didn't really take his opportunity again. We're going to be critical, looking at the quality of him and looking at the opposition. Yeah, Jules,
They
I
finally
know.
want to speak about our truth, innit? They finally want to speak
Yeah,
about it.
but
Yes.
listen, you know, you know, you shouldn't ever accept anything in a win that you win in a loss. But we did win the game, and he did play. So, yeah, I thought Madueke, yeah, it wasn't great. But I think for me, listen, I'm the biggest Havertz fan here, so that was the biggest shining light for me. Him and Wanyeri getting some minutes, I thought he looked good, and yeah, we moved, man. We've what is it, 21 games? We've got obviously to get to game week 38, and I think that's the biggest thing for me, man. So yeah, long may it continue.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we all knew you were going to win the game, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that with you having such a good chance of winning the league this season, and obviously trying to progress in the Champions League, that it will be favourable for Arsenal to keep pushing in all these cups because you haven't won anything? Or are
Yeah.
you kind of thinking how these extra games could just cause an issue? No, just win the league now. Because I know
Yeah.
normally you're thinking you want to win something, but now you've got such a great opportunity to win the league. Is a little part of you that worries you might burn the squad out and end up with nothing again, trying to win everything?
Well, I think if you look at it, there's only 3 more games for the Carabao Cup, so it's not like, you know, and a final is a final, right? So, you know, the players are going to be up for that. Arteta will be up for it. Our final record under Arteta is, you know, is actually pretty good. I can't lie. We just, well, in terms of we just don't get there. Semi-final, final.
Hey, I'm not hearing man say my final record's good when he's gone to 1 and 1-1. Get out of here, bro.
You know, I was just waiting for the moment where
I'm shameless, man. It's pretty good though, man. It's pretty good. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yeah, 1 and 1 is amazing if you've only been there for one season, bro.
Listen, 1 of 1, bro. That's 1 of 1. That's a great hit rate, sorry, man. But yeah, for real. Yeah, no, I'm only messing. But yeah, no. I'll be honest. I think we've got to go for the Carabao Cup. I think the teams that are left, we're the best team in it. I think, as I said, we kind of spoke about Man City. They've got too many injuries. They're going to rotate. So I just think that we'll be able to find and manage a way through. I don't think Newcastle are that great in terms of what they were from comparison to last season. Obviously, they're missing a few players, namely Isak. And yeah, shout out, man. 3 out of 3 in the Community Shield, man. Got to count them, man. You got to count the coppers, man, to make the pounds. You got to count the coppers to make the pounds, man. So yeah, no, I think we should go for it. And I think the more games you play, the less you train. So yeah, sometimes it kind of works out for you. But Havertz being back is a massive, massive thing for us, man, because I think he's going to just link the play a lot more and we'll kind of be a lot better. So yeah.
He might do.
I want to ask, because obviously we're in the transfer window. Do you think you guys need, because obviously we saw links to Gehi and stuff, and obviously I don't think that needs anything there. Like, you guys have got too much at the back. But do you think there is a position you guys can strengthen in this window just to, you know, secure? Because let's be honest, like if there is any time when you can make yourself just that little bit extra stronger, it would be now, because you're going into a Carabao Cup semi-final. You're very strong in the Premier League. You got Champions League returning next week. It'd probably be the time to just add that little extra buffer just to make sure that, especially on the goal scoring side. Do you think you need to sign anyone there?
Bro, a left winger would make my dream come true, man. A serious top left winger would make my dreams come true, but that ain't gonna happen, man. Obviously Trossard is good, but the problem with Trossard is he has 2 good games, and then, you know, he's got 1 game where he's a bit iffy and he plays like he did last week against Liverpool. A blight, yes, Liverpool are a top team and they can put up a great performance, which they did the other day. But yeah, man, I would go for a midfielder. I think somebody who can rotate with the likes of Declan Rice consistently, and the manager trust, or with Zubimendi, again, with the manager trust, because we've got players, but I don't think he trusts every single player to consistently perform. So probably a left midfielder, a midfielder, or a left winger would make my dreams come true. But to be honest, listen, I'm not going to sit here and talk about Arsenal need signings. We've got a great squad. Like there's game type weeks where, you know, there's going to be somebody out, whether it's Gyökeres, whether it's Jesus, whether it's Havertz, because we've got too many players. Like Even in the defense, we've got Mascara coming back, Calafiori coming back. We've got a fair few players, so it would be very cheeky for me to ask for more players, man. I don't think we're in the position that we need.
No, I hear that. I mean, we'll see how the Havertz thing works out. Like, I don't think he's as crap as some people say, but I do think there's a little bit of kind of revisionism going on around Havertz, considering before the injury, everybody said he wasn't good enough. He's been out for a while, and now
I think we need to stop that. We need to stop this talk because that was like 3 years ago now, man. Come on.
No, I agree with Lee. I think before the injury, a lot of people started to turn around and say, "Do you know what? He's not a top striker." But no, a lot of people gave him his respect and said, "Do you know what? He's not like your go-to striker, but he's a goal scorer and he's doing enough. Like, he's good enough for what."
So why did everyone say Arsenal needed to get Gyökeres then?
No, because we need a but hold on. What's the problem with having? What's the problem with having one? What's the problem with having rotation? Number two, we do
not rotation, being good enough up front.
No, but
like,
the point
he's clearly not good enough to be number one. And if he's not good enough to be number one, then that means he's being a bit overhyped, saying how great it's going to be when he's back. Because if he's not good enough to be number one, it's going to be so great to have
two things can be true. This is a clutch player. If you think about it, in the running, he scored what was it? I think 16 GA in like the last 18 games in a running where we were pipped to being second, to Man City. This is a great player. It's just, yes, that he's not as clinical as some need to be, but let's not act like this isn't a good player. No one at Arsenal, no one was cussing this guy, making out like he's not good enough, but you can always improve. You can always, you won the league and went out and spent 450 million. So we're not going to act.
They didn't improve though, Lee. So you can't. They didn't.
There
improve.
You go. Like let's not act like no one can improve. You can always do better. Like you had the world-class number 10 in McAllister. You went out there and you bought a player in Verts for 110 million pounds. And listen, he's not been any better than a lot of the midfielders in the league. So we can say what we want.
This hasn't got nothing to do
again,
with Havertz.
That's my point, though. My point. I'm not
nothing to do with Havertz.
But I'm not trying to dump. I'm not trying to dump. I'm saying that you can always improve. You can always improve, and I don't think there's any problem with that.
No, I don't think there was a problem improving your squad. I'm just saying I think there's a lot of revisionism going on. Like Havertz back is going to be like the spark that Arsenal need. When he was there, nobody said he was this great player. It's just you've been missing for a while, so people are acting like,
moments. Find me a player in clutch moments that gets 16 GA in 18 games, and a lot of them will go.
Right, if he was clutch,
when you say clutch,
he would have won you game. He's not clutch. He might be a better player than give him credit for, but he's not clutch.
And Lee, this is what's gone wrong with the Arsenal, because I agree with somewhat what Jifty's saying is because Gyökeres has been so bad this season. A lot of it's been I can't wait for Havertz to get back. I can't wait for Havertz.
Yeah,
not realizing that Havertz, although I think the problem has been is Gyökeres don't even get into the positions to even have the chance. That's one of the issues Arsenal fans have. But Havertz gets into the positions and misses the chances. That was one of the problems they had with him for the majority of last year. He missed a lot of chances.
I hear that, but as a front line, as a team, we do play a lot better. We're a lot more fluid when we play with Havertz. It's just a fact. You look at the way we play with Havertz, you look at the way we play with Jesus, you look at the way we play with Gyökeres, it is literally like night and day. It is so blunt playing with the likes of Gyökeres up front. So listen, I think what will help.
Have you made a mistake there then?
Oh yeah, massively. Gyökeres is terrible, absolutely terrible. He is shocking.
Okay, fair enough. I was told he was the final piece of the puzzle. He was going to get 25 goals in the league, 40 in all comps. He's a Ballon d'Or 100-goal striker. I was just told.
You know what I would love to do as well? I was
told he keeps Isak out the Sweden squad.
Do you know what? You're right as well. And I would love to go back to the 1st of September when there was a certain stream on this certain very channel where there was a lot of talk about players that you brought in, and there's a lot have been said that's not happened. So we can do this either way you want to do it.
Yeah, but I think we can safely say we all know that Verts is an absolute baller. And
okay, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that because I need to show and tell. Show and tell. Don't just talk. Okay. We can.
No, this ain't a show and tell, but he's a 22-year-old who's already reached world-class level for club and country.
Yeah. Your boy's been sacked as well.
Oh shit! What we got an in-stream bomber, yeah.
In-stream.
You know what? I knew that. I knew yesterday's result wasn't gonna look good for him. You know. Who's the one who's reporting it? Fabrizio.
Yeah, it says it didn't. That's
well, no,
happened.
the website. No. Go to Real Madrid's.
No, look, I've got
Instagram.
it right here. Look, breaking. Xabi Alonso leaves Real Madrid with immediate effect. Oh
Wow.
shit,
Real
son.
Madrid as well.
Oh
they didn't even
shit,
release
son.
anything on the
So
Twitter.
you lot are gonna get it's on Real Madrid's Twitter. Yeah.
No. I also tell all the Liverpool fans in the chat, we know Slot is not being sacked. Let's calm down. We know this isn't happening. No way is Slot being sacked just because of that. I'm telling you.
Xabi's coming to Tottenham. No, I'm joking.
And you know what? I'll be honest with you, boys. I don't know if you lot have seen anything we've been speaking about, but I've actually spoke about this with the boys. I'm not saying Alonso wouldn't be a great acquisition for Liverpool, but the sloppy seconds thing still don't sit right with me. Remember, he rejected us for Real Madrid. Now, I get most people do, but I don't like it. Oh, what? Real Madrid don't want you anymore, so now we just come and save you. Nah, I'm not even gonna lie.
The thing is, though, Drifty, if you were gonna sack Slot because Slot was good to get him in, cool. But when Slot's shit as well, you can't really say no because you don't rate.
No, that's
Slot,
what I'm saying. So I'm not going to be opposed to it, but I'm not the one jumping around going, "Go and get Alonso."
I think sometimes you got to be fair though. It's the way it's the way someone gets rejected. I know that I can never get Rihanna because I might not be her type, but also I'm not in her tax bracket. I just know I have to play my position. You lost out to the better man. You lost out to the bigger club. I don't think it's an indictment on Liverpool or on him to be like raw, like I lost to Real Madrid, bro. These are the same. This is the same team that been handing your arse out to air for the last 3-4 years. You've been getting slapped up in track finals here, there, and everywhere.
No. We've actually beat Real Madrid 2 years in a row now. So let's.
All right, but when it comes down to it, when it comes down to it, in the final, you've been getting slapped. So
yeah, in the past.
Yeah,
no, I get it. Real Madrid are the only club that I accept being boiled off by. I get that, but come on, bro. When that girl comes back to you, and like I don't know, say it's Denzel and she's rejected you for Denzel, but you're still gonna feel away when she's like, Denzel don't want me anymore, and she comes knocking at your door. You're still gonna be like, hold on, I get why you picked him, but I'm still the little backup plan. Like what?
Nah, bro. I'm wondering if she's busting it open the same night. That's what I want to know.
Wild,
bro.
Wild.
If she's coming
wild,
back,
bro.
I want to know if I can get it the same night. That's all.
Nah, I don't know. I tell you what, though, Jaws. I tell you what. How about this? Yeah, you lot can have Slot. We'll go and get Alonso, and then we'll see what go on, innit? Let's.
Do you know the funniest thing is? We were supposed to have Slot first, bro. Before we got Ange, we was already interviewing Slot. Yeah. I wanted him in at that point, bro.
And you know what?
Slot, you might could take Xabi. I don't mind. That's a little.
You know what? Slot's a good manager. Like I've said it before. Even though I think it's time to move on from him, I still think Slot's a top manager.
To a club that that he's going to be appreciated.
Yeah.
Because
Tottenham might be the type of team he can actually have time to do what he wants to do.
Maybe, but boys,
you know what? That might even be the roundabout. We might be sitting there in about 2 weeks' time. Yeah,
big up, man.
Yeah, big up yourself, George. Big up, G.
Big up.
We might be sitting there in 2 weeks' time, yeah, and that actually might be the situation, Lee. Slot might have gone to Tottenham, Liverpool might have gone and got Alonso, and there might have been a little bit of a merry-go-round in the manager market. You never know.
I mean, I think listen, I hear Liverpool fans kind of gripes with him, but I just think that you lot as a fan base, you treated him, it's bad, man. The way you lot are treating him is like no,
the Slot stuff, yeah. I think the Slot stuff has gone a bit overboard.
It's crazy, bro. Like it's too much, innit? It's too much. I think for man to be, as I said, on a stream, he was the same guy that you lot praised because he was the one that got Verts in. The whole project, the whole plan, he was meant to go Man City, and it was him that convinced Verts to come. He's never worked with. He was the one that brought you glory that you could all go to this parade with. He was the one that did all of these things, and only 6 months later, after a few bad results, and okay, I say I'm maybe understating few, but I just think, man, you lot are you're doing too much as a fan base. Like some of the things that I'm seeing and I'm hearing, and I'm like, bro, like you're moving like he's like. I could understand if it was Arteta. I could understand it. Like, brother, come on, man. Nah, I just think it's a lot. But listen, you're Liverpool. You lot Liverpool fans, and you lot are gonna have your feelings. You lot watch the games, go to the games, so you're gonna have your feelings on it. But I just think it's too much, man. I think it's too much.
No, I hear it. We'll finish up with the Man United news because I thought Cass was gonna be able to join us. Maybe something went wrong. Pick up Cass each and every time though. Let's go on to let's finish up with the Man United stuff, bruv. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's looking like it's going to be Michael Carrick. I I'm actually a little disappointed in this in terms of I think he'll be better than Ollie. I was actually hoping it was going to be Ollie, bro, because I've heard that Carrick's quite sound. I'm not saying he's going to make Man United great again, but I think he'll stabilize them. So, like, this is probably worse news than the Ollie stuff. What do you think of it?
Well, it's funny because I had this same chat with Kaz today, and listen, I don't know what you think, innit? Like, but you would understand because you and Man United, as in Liverpool, Man United, you two are like institutions. You're such big clubs, and I just feel like where I kind of definitely agree with Liverpool fans is like I feel like Slot doesn't really suit Liverpool because he's too quiet. Like he doesn't seem like he fits the seat. And what I mean by that is he's like his balls ain't dropped. You get me? Like I don't know.
He doesn't have that big personality.
He doesn't have that personality. And I think when you're Man United, I just feel like Carrick just seems a bit too quiet, a bit too timid. Like obviously I'm going off when he was a footballer, like, and obviously I don't really know him personally, but he doesn't really seem like somebody who's got that aura or allure for him to kind of fill the seat. So I don't know, man. And then obviously, like I was saying earlier on to Kaz, I feel like Ollie, the arc that he had in terms of for his interim, he got them second. He got them second. So I would have thought like, yeah, that makes sense, man, to go back to him. Man. Like sometimes, listen, man, you go back to the girl that's giving you the best, whatever you wanted from her, man, and keep it moving.
Yeah. So you think maybe Ollie would have been a better appointment?
I think Ollie was definitely the better one, man. I think it was a better option.
Okay. I fair enough. I just think because he's already been there and we've seen what it was like, and now they've got a worse squad than what Ollie had. I don't know if you agree, but I would say their squad is worse now than the one that Ollie had. Ollie had a better squad for me.
But he made it work though. Like, but you got to think though, football was Kaz made the point that football was different back then. So there were different teams that were at the top. So I don't know, man. I just think that the players that they've got, they're not great, but they've got one game a week. One. That's it,
bro. You know they're going to officially play the least games in 111 years of history.
Got one. You can't tell me you can't churn out in a 10-game span. You can't churn out 8 wins. You've got one game a week.
They've gone out of the first round of both cups and will officially only play 40 games in one. Is this not the lowest Man United's ever been?
It's mad. And Arsenal went through a bad area, and it was nowhere near as bad as this. Nowhere near as bad as this.
No, I agree with you in one way, but because they got the 2 trophies under Ten Hag, it's like it wasn't that much of a banner era in that regard. But in terms of the way you're run, you're right. I don't think it was ever a joke like this in how you were run.
Drift, they finished 15th, brother. And they lost.
Shit.
Wait.
Hold on.
And they gave Tottenham their first trophy in what was it?
You're right. You're right.
There's no way. There's no way Arsenal can as bad as this.
You're right. I totally forgot they finished 15th.
Slightly relevant. Tottenham. Come on, please.
Yeah, no, you're right. I take that back. You're right. I forgot about the 15th last season. I totally forgot about that, bro.
And they were getting slapped. And by the way, they lost 4 times to Tottenham last season. Not once.
Yeah, they did.
Was it 3 times? No, was it 3? I think it was 4. No, I think it was 4.
I think they lost every game they played to them.
Yeah. So it might have been. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. No way. We ain't never been that bad. No way.
That's wild. I mean, to be honest with you, I saw this thing the other day, and they were doing interviews, and this guy was talking, and he was like, "I'm going to be honest with you. What was Man United's history post and pre Alex Ferguson? Alex Ferguson is the reason why Man United are relevant. Not that they weren't crap, because you got Busby, who obviously did his thing as well, right? You got the Busby Babes, and obviously I think they did have, if I'm not mistaken, 7 league titles before Fergie. Yeah. So they weren't an irrelevant club, obviously. But if you really think about what makes them, like you said, like the establishment that they are, you get what I'm saying? It is Fergie, innit? And you look at it now and you're like, Lee, will they ever be back? Like, we just assumed they'd be back because they're Man U and we were used to it. But if you look before Fergie, as an example as well, and then you look 13 years down the line post-Fergie, bro, will they ever be Man United ever again?
And I say all the time, listen, I can't talk from this position because I haven't got it, but for the size of the club to only have 3 Champions Leagues,
2.
3.
You're right. Yeah,
they got 3 because Dennis Law and them, like, they had 1.
Yeah,
and
sorry, they got 3
against Juventus. No, it was Bayern Munich in the final. No, was Juventus? No, it was Juventus that they played in the final.
No, it was Bayern when they got the 99. That was
so they played Juventus in the semi-final, and that was where Roy Keane he missed the game. And then obviously against Chelsea for 3. I don't know, man. I think for the size of the club, they should have at least have 5. But anyway, listen, I'm talking from a point that I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I can see couple people are saying Drifty's not reading the chat. Obviously, when we're having conversation, guys, but Arbeloa is the one who's going to take over. Is that what everyone's talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's quite surprising considering Arbeloa is nowhere near experienced enough to be Real Madrid manager. Interim till the end of the season, and then they'll try and assess it. Then I guess.
Do you know what it is though? Right? There's certain, I think Chelsea and Real Madrid are like the 2 clubs. Like, who do they go to next? They've had everyone. They've literally had every, and that's the problem that Chelsea have got. They've exhausted every manager. There's no one else. They had to go for someone like Leon Rosenior because there's no one else.
Apparently, he's actually walked away, Lee. Apparently, he hasn't been sacked. Apparently, he wanted to walk away. Maybe he didn't like the way he's being treated. Maybe he felt like he wasn't being appreciated.
Maybe. But if that's the case, then I wouldn't advise going to places like Liverpool, boy.
Interesting.
It's a big job.
No, we definitely give managers way more leeway than other teams do. Come on, Slot should have been sacked, really, if you think about it.
No. But what I'm saying is this to give you a lot more credit. Like you lot are like you if you can't handle it at Real Madrid, Liverpool is not no small time. I know, as I said.
Oh, you mean in that regard? Oh, okay, yeah.
Like it's the belly of the beast, man. Like if you can't handle it at Real Madrid, you can't just think, oh, like I'm ready to go to Liverpool. Like that ain't it's not a joke. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah. I get, but I think our hierarchy will treat you with a lot more kindness than Real Madrid's though. Real Madrid's hierarchy is known for being like effed up, innit? Do you know what I mean? Especially the fact that you don't even have authority over like signings, and you like remember they've got the type of ownership that'll be like, use this player and I don't care how you do it. And he'd be like, no, but that's gonna mess up. I don't care. Use him. They're that type of club. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just think like if you're walking away from Real Madrid, if that's the case and he's walked away from Real Madrid, if the pressure's got too much for him there or whatever it is, I don't see how going to Liverpool helps you in any way, shape, or form. I understand the board are more kind and more understanding. I understand the fans are more endearing. That is all true. But I just think when it comes down to it, it's about winning. It's about winning the big trophies. And Liverpool, I don't see you lot waiting 2-3 years to kind of go through something like that. Well, like what Arsenal have done. I just don't see it. I don't see it. And this is the second season where they're not going to win the league. So.
I mean, I'm not even trying to be stupid here. I'm just saying, if you're a Man United fan, would you think, oh shit, pivot? Would there be any chance Man United could go for Alonso?
Nah, I don't see it, man. But you know what? Actually, someone did make a good point. I didn't actually clock that he did manage Wirtz and Frimpong. It was slot out 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people are thinking that he would be. But you know what, though, Lee? I don't like playing a back 3. And I think Alonso would probably play a back 3. I think he was forced to play a back 4 at Real Madrid because they told him we don't do this back 3 stuff here. I think Liverpool's hierarchy might let him do what he wants because we believe in letting the coach be the coach. So if we do that, we don't have an academy set up to bring players through that play in a back 3. And the whole point where we're supposed to have, like Barcelona, the youth team play the same way the main team play. So Alonso changes everything in that way. And I also don't like a back 3. And we've only got 2 fit defenders, so I'm thinking, well, how would he even do that anyway? We'd have to go and bloody buy a whole load of centre backs.
But then wouldn't that say a lot about his character? If he knowingly went to Real Madrid and was saying that he was forced to play a formation that what does that say about him and his character? Listen, if you stand for
that might be why he's walked away, Lee.
Yeah, like, but if you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. Like that's his fault, then, isn't it? I hope he wasn't forced to kind of make that decision. But I don't know, man. Ultimately, look, he's gone now. If Liverpool fans want him, by all means, get him, man. But I do think, I think overall Slot needs a lot more time and a lot more respect. But yeah,
I hear it. Well, brother, we're gonna wrap it up there. 100%. Pick up yourself as always, especially with the last minute jumping into it. I appreciate that, my G. Appreciate that. And yeah, I might as well just get your opinion on tonight's game. You think there'll be a shock in any way, Liverpool Barnsley? What do you think the result will be tonight?
You lot are gonna slap them all like 4-5-0, to be honest.
I hope you're right. I definitely hope you're right. And while I've got you here as well, bro, tomorrow we got the first leg, and then on Wednesday we got the first leg of your tie with Thingy. Obviously, Man City and Newcastle are a difficult team waiting for you in the final, whichever one of those gets there.
Yeah.
Newcastle will be looking to retain their trophy as well. Are you confident? Chelsea are a cup team. I would always be confident you'll beat Chelsea generally because you always slap them in the league. But they are a cup team with a senior with a resurgence. Is there a little part of you worried about this Chelsea draw or not?
It's, you know what, Drift, it's so hard because I'm not gonna cop it out, no pun intended, but I just don't know what team we're gonna play. If we're gonna rotate, then I think we could possibly lose the game. They've got no Caicedo as well for that game. He's out because I think
suspended.
He's suspended. Cucurella's back, but Caicedo's out. And obviously, if they rotate a few players, because obviously they've got Bournemouth on the weekend, and they have to pick up wins, man. They're not winning at home as well. So, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to rotate. I don't know if we're going to rotate or how much we're going to rotate. But it's difficult. It's difficult to say. But listen, we haven't lost at Chelsea it feels like forever. We haven't lost home or away, I should say. It feels like forever.
It's like 7 years or something.
Yeah,
like that,
bro,
right?
something crazy. The last time we lost, I definitely remember, was at home. Lukaku scored. That was the Conte season, where they scored. They won 1-0.
Fucking hell, what was that? 2017.
2017,
When was the Conte season?
Yeah, that might have been it. No. So not Conte. So no. It was the Tuchel season. Tuchel, not Conte.
Oh, Tuchel.
Yeah.
So that would have been about 2020.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
Somewhere
But in terms
there.
of games, it's been a stretch. Obviously, it's 6 years, isn't it? So yeah, we've played them a fair few times.
Yeah, long time. I think you'll go through because you've got the home tie for the second leg.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll go through. But in terms of the game on tomorrow, I'm a little bit nervous about that, man. I think Chelsea can do a lot, and I think they're new manager bounce, especially for the new manager first game at home. So he might want to try and go out there and make an impression, and so he might play a first team. I don't know. So it's hard to kind of really say anything in terms of because I don't know the rotation, but I do think we've got the best chance out of all the teams winning this trophy because of, as I said, the injuries to other teams and just the quality that we've got in the final. I know what Arteta will do. He will play his strongest team. There's no chance that he won't. So.
No, I hear that, man. I hear that. Well, we will look forward to both of those games. I think they're going to be two smashing semi-finals.
Yeah. Come on, man.
And I think we'll get a lot of excitement, man. So, people, big up your damn selves as always. Like I said, thanks for filling in as well, man. I know you've seen our brother in the chat.
No. I had to face him the other day, man. I had to face him the other day, and I was just like, oh, bro, it was not good, man. It wasn't good, bro. I weren't happy at all.
You know what? You lot are still in a very, very comfortable position in the league, so I think you'll be fine.
I know, but bro, it means, you know what? It means more playing Liverpool, and you would understand that quote more than anyone. It means more, man.
Yeah, I know. We wanted to beat you, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. People, it's been an absolute pleasure having you guys. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and remember, don't forget to go and check out okjersey.com, guys. Make sure you get over there. Trust me, top quality stuff for a fraction of the price. We will be back later on our Big Up channel, guys, for the watch along. We have Barnsley tonight. Remember, we still got a job to do to make sure we're in the next round. We don't want to be acting like Man United and going out of the first round of every competition. We need to make sure we're on it tonight. So, people, big up yourselves. Make sure you join us. We'll see you at 7:30. Lee, always a pleasure, my bro. People, we're out of here. We will catch you on the flip side.
And yeah, Charles is back in 10 as well. I think he said he's back in 10 to do something for Alonso, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I'll be back in 10 then. Guys, you'll see me in a minute. You'll see me in a minute then. It is what it is. We'll catch you on the flip. Come on, holler at you. People, we're out. Peace.